G'day folks, welcome to Mark's Old Shed. Today's video is going to be how I made a chevron. So you can use a chevron for whatever you want to use it for, like a chopping board or a lazy Susan. In this particular instance, I'm putting it into a lazy Susan. This is what I ended up with. Turned out pretty good. I'm quite happy with it. But the video is more about the chevron than the lazy Susan. So anyway, I hope you like it. I certainly enjoyed making it. It's something new. First time I've done it. And yeah, it turned out all right. Pretty happy. Hope you enjoyed the video. Cheers. Well, the first step in making the chevron pattern, as far as I can figure, I've never done one before, so it's all guesswork, is to cut up some strips of timber. I've decided to go for 27 millimeters thick. Basically because of the size of the timber I've got to use for the main part, and 20 mil wide. So my pattern, each piece will be 20 mil wide. I'll just cut up a whole heap of different pieces. You don't need to see that. It's just cutting strips. You could buy, for example, 20 by 20 Tas oak from Bunnings and not have to mill it down yourself. I've gone with some various gums. I've got some blue gum, some rose gum, some red gum. Another one that was sold to me as blue gum, but I don't think it is. It's a little bit different. So anyway, these are the strips. I'm going to cut them down, and probably the most important part with making a chevron is to glue it together without all the bits slipping around. So we'll see how we go with that. Anyway, that's this part. Well, cut all the pieces. Decided to cut them with a 45 on each end, all the same length, mostly to save materials, but also hopefully it will help me with the glue up, which I've had to come up with a theory. Also decided to put some white stripes in between all the pieces. Now what I've come up with, that's a theory, that's what it's going to look like anyway. Bit of burn on some of them, but not too bad. So the theory I've come up with is I'm going to clamp a couple of straight bits of ply to my backing board, which is MDF, spaced out. So cut a 45 to put at one end. Then I can glue up all the pieces and stick them in, and they should stay at 45, theoretically, based on the fences, I suppose we'll call them, clamped in place. That's the theory. We'll see how it works. Hopefully it works. Then, of course, I'll get a clamp, a 45 for the other end as well, and get a clamp and squeeze them all together. And hopefully, because they're at 45, with the fences either side, the pieces shouldn't slip. That's the theory. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'm going to spend a lot of time gluing, and I'm sure you don't want to see that. So I'm going to leave this glued up. It's Sunday afternoon now, so I probably won't get back to it till next weekend, and hopefully everything will be dry and straight. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, wish me luck. Okay, well, next morning, glue's dried. Let's unclamp it and see if it worked. I think it should have worked. We'll see, but there was a bit of movement. I noticed the bits slid vertically on each other, so as far as I can tell, what I'm going to have to do is just put it on the router sled to thin it out a little bit, quite possibly, and for next time I would maybe do it in two halves as opposed to one whole piece. Okay, Okay, now we get it out of there. Don't know why that's wedged in so hard. Anyway, quickly undo a couple of extra clamps. That's better. Your grease-proof paper. And okay, the beginnings of what will be a chevron. Now what I have to do is cut it down into stripes, spin a bit around, glue the two halves together. I'm hoping to get 2 chevrons for the lazy Susan. So yeah, I'll have to thin it down a little bit on the router sled, but looks straight. So yeah, basically it was a success. Cheers. Well, I've cut up pieces to make the chevron, so that's how it was after the glue up, and then cut it into slices and turn one bit around, and you end up with your chevron. So yeah, so far it's coming along pretty good. Cut up all the other pieces that I need, little strips. Bit of purple art thrown in there, bit of white timber, I forget exactly what it was called, something I got from Carbotech. Just look for a nice white piece of timber. Anyway, try and show you roughly what it's going to look like. So that's what it's going to come out like. Of course, it's got to be cut into a circle because it's going to be a lazy Susan, and then you put the coating on it and a whole heap of sanding and whatever. But yeah, come along pretty good, pretty happy. Okay, next step. I took the chevron glue up out of the clamps. A little bit of slip there. It's okay. Yeah. First attempt, it's not too bad. Anyway, I didn't take a video of cutting the circle because I've done that before. I didn't take a video of the router sled, which is behind me, just to flatten it out. But, you know, everyone probably already knows how to do that, and it's just long and boring. So anyway, that's how it's turned out so far. The chevrons line up on the front. They're a little bit out on the back. I don't know how that works, but anyway, the back doesn't matter, does it? Yeah, so that's it at this stage. Now I've got an absolute ton of sanding to do because it's all hardwood and a whole heap of end grain on the ends. So anyway, I'll get some sanding done and come back and put some coating on it, which really brings it out then. So coming along pretty good, pretty happy. Thanks, guys. Right, now's the time for pretty much the final part of the process. I'm just going to put some oil on at the moment. This is food safe mineral oil. I just bought a little bowl from Carbotech. Does the job. Could use anything. I like using some sort of oil or sealer. You can use wipe on poly. I use that quite a bit. And then sand it down and give it good polish with some beeswax. Love the look. Good satin natural look, but food grade mineral oil. It's only a lazy Susan, so it doesn't need food grade, but that's what I'm going to use. Anyway, turn the camera down, we'll have a look. So that there is going to be the lazy Susan. Put a bit of oil on it, see what she comes up like. The it'll look a bit sort of bright, I suppose, with just the oil on it. It's just a sealer. You can use anything, as I say. Wipe on poly works really good. Oh, look at the purple hearts coming out. Gorgeous. Love. It's the first time I've used purple heart in anything. I picked up a little bit. Was a little bit expensive, but yeah, that's what you get. So, wipe a little bit of that on. And that's what she's going to come up like. once that dries, and I put the beeswax on, it'll satin down a little bit, like satin varnish versus gloss varnish. You know what I mean? But yeah, that'll satin down a little bit. For the moment, I think those colours work really, really well. Very happy with that. All of those different gums in the chevron seem to work out really good. Yes, very happy indeed. So I'm going to flip her over and do the other side, but you don't need to see that. So yeah, that comes up pretty good. Anyway, that's it for this part of it. I don't know whether I need to do a finish or not. That's when I put the beeswax on, I'll probably show it, or maybe I won't. Let's see. Anyway, I hope you like it. The chevron worked out pretty good. I think the pattern looks nice. The timber's good. Purple heart turned out gorgeous. First time using it, so super, super happy. Anyway, that's it. I hope you like my lazy Susan with the chevron pattern, and I hope you learned something. Anyway, cheers from Mark. Mark's Oz Shed. Have a good day.